We have other program. You can learn how to get permit to remodel your building. One thing I want to address is our department reduced our permit fee for 10% for last 2 years to encourage to legally to get your permit. Then for this earthquake safety is I always tell everybody. I joined the city one day before the '89 earthquake. I learned it, and then when I go home, right after the earthquake, I saw my mom holding the Buddha, my wife holding 3 kids on top of the bed. That means they are not prepared for themselves. That's why I want to do a heavy outreach for this kind of earthquake preparedness, and also want to let you know we have opened the door from 10 to 4, but we have a cottage there for simulate the earthquake for Richter scale of 8.0. Then you can try out how does the earthquake look like when there's a real earthquake come. On that part is they only open from 11 to 3. First of all, I also want to introduce all my guests here. First of all, our city administrator, Naomi Carey. I want her to say a few words first because she's my boss, right?
Good morning, everyone. So thank you for being here today. I can't tell you the importance of these earthquake workshops. We know that there's going to be an earthquake that hits here in San Francisco, but we want to be a city that's resilient. We want to make sure our buildings are still standing, and as in San Francisco in government, we are steadily retrofitting and seismically strengthening our public-owned buildings, whether it's police stations, fire stations, hospitals. But we know that those aren't the only buildings in San Francisco. It's our homes, it's our apartment buildings, it's our commercial space. And our partnership with the residents of San Francisco, the property owners, to want to retrofit their buildings and make sure that we can still be in our buildings when the next disaster happens and they're still standing and it's safe for us to live here is very important. And these workshops are helpful because it is partnering us with design professionals. It is partnering us with different products to make it affordable, whether it's insurance products, low interest loans. It's partnering with us with government agencies that help us through the compliance. And there's also workshops and trainings in case if we don't know anything about it. So I want to thank Tom Huey and your leadership at DBI, Angus McCarthy as the president of the commission, and all of the other sister agencies here, Department of Emergency Management, the Department of Environment, our Office of Chief Resiliency. And thank you today, and meet people, learn, and have fun.
Next one I want to introduce is our Department of Environment, because nowadays environment is very important. Even our president don't care, but I care. Okay. Eva, you want to come to say a few words?
Thank you, Tom. Yes, whatever the president is thinking about climate change, we know that there are 2 things that are very real here in San Francisco. Climate change is coming and earthquakes are coming. It's important for us to think about both of those together to be the most resilient, healthy city we can. And the way we do that is by arming ourselves with information and learning from each other. And everyone here today is doing both those things. So I salute you, and I salute the Department of Building Inspection, who is making it easy and fun for us to do that. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. The next one is my best friend, but also he is representing the Chief of Police. Unfortunately, police have some urgent thing to do. My second guest is Commander David Nassar. I just have a word to say.
Thank you, Director Huey. Once you said best friend, I stood up because I knew that would be me coming up next. So thank you very much, Director Huey, for your leadership, for everything the Department of Building Inspection does. It's great to see our city family here today, along with our nonprofit providers and other elected official representatives. It's an honor to be on the stage. On behalf of our Chief of Police, Bill Scott, and the entire San Francisco Police Department, we're really excited about today's event. I was here last year. We're very grateful that we put these on as a city every single year. We need to be prepared. And I was a teenager in 1989 when the earth shook. I was at the University of San Francisco during that earthquake, and I knew then that we needed to be prepared. And it's not a matter of if, but it's a matter of when the next earthquake or disaster will strike, and all of us have to have our preparation in order. I see these nice kids that are up here. I don't have one of these nice kids, but I have something very similar at home so that I'm prepared. You know, the San Francisco Police Department will also be shoulder to shoulder with all of you as we work on resiliency. After the disaster strikes, we'll be providing security and providing, making sure that the community is safe during a disaster. And I want to just say to everyone here, please consider participating in the fire department's neighborhood emergency response team training. It's 20 hours. I went through it myself. It is invaluable. And also, we're proud to have the San Francisco Police Department's auxiliary law enforcement response team here today. If you're considering volunteering for the SFPD during a disaster, please take the opportunity to speak with our representatives that are there. And again, thank you. Enjoy this summit and have a great morning. Thank you.
Before I forget, we have every half hour have a laurel for this survival kit. You know, they have food and all the emergency stuff there. Don't just go away, and then hopefully everyone can, you know, have a chance to get the raffle to get this particular kit. The next one, maybe I should have my boss, you know, otherwise he will be real boss. My President Commissioner, you know, Angus McCarthy.
Good morning, everybody. I won't hold you. Welcome, welcome. It's great to see so many people out here. We're expecting more people. I believe Mayor Brown is coming, and some more dignitaries that are running late. But anyhow, in the meantime, I'd like to thank Tom, and kudos to all the city officials, the Director Huey and all. He's attending today at the Earthquake Safety Fair, so well done. It's both an honour and personally rewarding to see so much comprehensive and enthusiastic support for building safety from the entire city family. We know another big one is coming, and we just don't know when. And with today's fair, we will welcome the opportunity to make all San Franciscans more aware of our city earthquake realities. Thanks to Director Huey's leadership, the department has been funding citywide emergency responses, trainings to our grants, to our non-profits community, youth centres, our self-help and our elderly, and these organisations have done a terrific job in graduating almost, can you believe it, 3,000 residents from our seismic safety academies over the past 2 years alone. An incredible achievement. That means we have a core group of citizen responders who know what to do when the big one hits, essentially to help the city first responders. By being more aware and better trained of our course, we can prepare ourselves and our families to know where to find the emergency go bags, which we're keeping beside our beds. Those lovely red ones there. And in the trunk of our car even, or even in our office. That bag with the water and even the flashlight and the wind-up radio to ensure you know what's going on with the city's recovery in the immediate aftermath. We will have a phone number outside the city where you can reach family members and let them know how and where we are. We even will have agreed upon in advance, such as today, a meeting point where family members can find each other after the next big major earthquake, and thus know that the loved ones are safe and sound. As we manage for ourselves, especially during those critical first 72 hours following a major quake, our first responders and the fire department and the police department and the building department will be putting out fires, providing security, making certain buildings are safe enough to reoccupy all tasks they are truly trained to do. That's why we're here today, to make certain that the public can all receive training and understands that we do what the next big one strikes. It won't be easy. There will be lots of noise and chaos, which is why I implore every one of you to learn what to do today. We can make preparations and we can follow your family emergency response plan. Together, we will rebuild and recover. You can count on that. We're all San Franciscans, and that's one thing we're good at. And now it's my pleasure to introduce, actually, I don't know if he's here, he's not here, so I'll just hand it over to Tom for the next speaker. Thank you very much, enjoy the morning, and thank you all for coming here today. Thank you.
The next speaker, I would like to invite our Presiding Officer, Brian Strong. He's our partner, and that way all the work for us. You know, the next one we will work on will be on ductile concrete frame, right?
Yeah, my goal is to keep Tom busy as much as possible. Thank you all for coming and for the opportunity to quickly address you. My name is Brian Strong. I'm the Chief Resilience Officer for the City and County of San Francisco. Resilience is not new to our city. We've been doing that since the 1906 earthquake. But since Loma Prieta, which happened nearly 30 years ago, and I want to emphasize the importance of staying vigilant, because that was 30 years ago, and we have a lot of new folks that have moved into the city. People have moved to different communities. People forget what a devastating earthquake can be like. And even the earthquake in 1989, we know was not near as devastating as it could be. So stay vigilant, take advantage of the fair. I want to mention, the relationship that our office has with the community has been outstanding, and also with the partners that are up here on the stage. The Community Action Plan for Seismic Safety came after Loma Prieta. We're on a 30-year timeline to make improvements to private and public infrastructure. So learn about these things. Talk to the Neighborhood Empowerment Community Network people, the NEN folks that are here as well. Learn how you can be active and have a good time. Thanks.
Okay, I want to gather all the state representatives, here from. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Kenneth Chen, representing Assembly Member David Chu's office. First of all, I'd like to thank Director Tom Hui for organizing this amazing workshop, because we all know that a better building, a safer building will definitely save lives during a natural disaster. So I also want to thank all these city agencies and all the nonprofits and all the vendors here for providing assistance, providing information to how to build a safer buildings, that provide information on how to survive during a natural disaster. So thank you so much. We do have a certificate of recognition from our office and Assembly Member Phil Ting's office.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Francis Zhang. I'm representing California State Senator Scott Wiener. The senator is in Sacramento today and unable to join us, but he would like to thank DBI and Director Tom Hui for having this safety fair, earthquake safety fair, to provide our residents safety information and disaster resilience. The important message we like to send out today is that better you prepare now, better chances that there's casualty and property losses will be reduced. That's why the California legislature worked with the governor's office of emergency services to pass a legislation in 2016 and establish early earthquake warning system. And the senator's official office is tabling here to share more information and resources that the state can provide to our communities. So welcome to stop by and check it out. Thank you to our organizations who participating here and all our volunteers. Thank you and have a good day.
I'm Ami with Assemblymember Phil Ting. Thank you so much to Director Huey and to all of you for being here today. All of us know that we have a housing crisis in California and a homelessness crisis in California. When the big earthquake hits, if we have soft story buildings that our families can no longer live in, we know our housing crisis is only going to get worse. So Assemblymember Phil Ting and his partners in the legislature, our Housing Chair David Chu and Senator Scott Wiener, they're all working very hard up in Sacramento for all of you to solve the housing crisis so we can build more housing in California. I know there's a lot of builders in the room today. We want to give all of you a lot more work to do to build homes for California families. And we thank you for the work that you're doing to keep our existing housing stock safe so that we don't lose it when the next earthquake hits. So thank you to all of you for coming and to Director Huey for organizing everybody today. Have a great afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Noah Starr. I'm a representative for Board Member Fiona Ma at the California State Board of Equalization. I want to echo the sentiments of my colleagues and say thank you to Director Huey and DBI for organizing this great event to promote resilience. As the agency that oversees property tax in the state of California, we understand the importance of providing relief in the unfortunate event of a disaster. So if you want to learn more about the programs and exemptions that our agency offers, please feel free to come by our booth, and thank you.
I want to say, our soft story program is a very good news. We are roughly 93% in compliance. That's a good news. And then September 15, there will be another deadline for the Tier 4, the last tier, and then they are roughly 60% in compliance. San Francisco is doing a good job, the way I see it. Thank you. I would like to have Nicole, our MOD director, come over.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Nicole Bond from the Mayor's Office on Disability. And on behalf of our office and on behalf of the over 92,000 people with disabilities that we have here in the city and county of San Francisco, I truly want to thank you for coming. And one of the things that our office works on is really helping to make sure that all of our community members' needs are addressed in the event of an emergency, including people with disabilities. And I'm very proud to say that we have an active work group called the Disabilities and Access and Functional Needs Work Group, which is a city and community partnership work group in collaboration with our partners in the Department of Emergency Management that are looking very specifically at issues related to preparedness, evacuation, and planning in the event of an earthquake or other major event where we really want to make sure that people with disabilities and those with access and functional needs have their needs addressed. And so we really want to encourage you as you're walking around today to first visit the Department of Emergency Management booth where you can learn more about the efforts specific to people with disabilities and those with access and functional needs, but also to be thinking about in your own planning, how are you addressing disability in your office evacuation plans? How are you looking at egress and exits in the event of emergency in our buildings? And all of the things that impact people with disabilities. We are here as a resource. Please contact us anytime with questions. And again, we're very happy to be part of today's event, and thank you for thinking about the needs of people with disabilities today.
The next speaker I would like to invite is Mike Aiden from the Department of Emergency.
Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing? Good. Well, I'm Mike Dean. I'm with the Department of Emergency Management. And it's great, Tom, Huey, with your leadership. Thanks for bringing everybody together. You know, we work very closely with the Department of Building Inspection on the Safety Assessment Program. We anticipate the mutual aid needs that will happen after a catastrophic earthquake. But I think it's really important for people to know in the community that you are help until help arrives. So that is my sf72.org. If you can visit that site, we will ask you to do 3 things today. The first thing is to sign up for Alert SF. It's very simple. If you have a smartphone you can take out, all you have to do is open up your text messaging box, you type in 888, that's 3 8s, followed by 3 7s. All you have to do is type Alert SF to 888-777, and that will register you for Alert SF. This is how we communicate with you during regular emergencies and catastrophic events. The second thing that we want you to do is gather supplies. You can learn more about what supplies you need in a disaster, but start with the basics. You're going to need water, you're going to need non-perishable food items, you're going to need batteries, you're going to need a radio. You may even want to throw in some safety gloves. You can visit Danny at Center Hardware right there. She'll set you up. Or you can visit our booth at the Department of Emergency Management. We'll let you know what you need to get in your supply kit. The third thing I want you to do is to make a plan. You should have an out-of-town contact person. You should know where your meeting place, your safe place is going to be. You should also take the opportunity to get to know your neighbors. I mean, it is inevitable that a disaster will happen, but if you are prepared and you put yourself in a position to be supportive of somebody in need, one of your vulnerable neighbors, you're going to have an opportunity to bring out the best in yourselves and your others and to actually be a hero during disasters. So thank you very much for being here. Please visit our booth. Thank you, Tom. Thanks.
I also want to acknowledge Ray Louis from Department of Public Works, representing Director of Mohammed Lulu. And then I want to come up next with my President of Calvo, and then, he may want to say a few words.
Here we go. I'm there. Good morning, San Francisco. My name is Jeff Janes. I am the current president of the California Building Officials, or CALBO. On behalf of CALBO, I would like to thank their Honorable Mayor Mark Farrell, board members, DBI Director, Tom Huey, and other distinguished guests for allowing us to say a few words about our profession. CALBO was founded in 1962 to promote and further the profession of the local California building official. We do this through legislation, education, and building code development, representing building departments across the state. I can tell you that I have visited many building departments, and the San Francisco Department of Building Inspection is one of the best around, which is why it is so exciting to see our city and county leadership take such a proactive role for its citizens when it comes to earthquake safety and preparedness. On a personal note, my family has been a part of this fabric of San Francisco since the late 1800s. My father, being born and raised here in San Francisco, often told me stories about earthquakes, including stories that his father and grandfather told him about the 1906 earthquake. I have shared these stories with my children, including some of the more recent seismic events. In closing, being proactive means being prepared. It is clear that your city and county leadership place a high value on public safety. So please take full advantage of this wonderful venue to learn about earthquake planning and preparation. Thank you again for allowing California building officials to be a part of this great event, and let's make California stronger together. Thank you.
This one is our Subjoint Engineer Association. I think I joined the Subjoint Engineer Association for more than 30-some years. I forgot now. Would you like to say a few words?
Okay. Good morning, everyone.
My name is Taryn Williams, and I am the president of the Structural Engineers Association of Northern California. Structural engineers are responsible for designing buildings for all the forces on them, including earthquakes. So there are two things I want you to know about SEONC today. The first is that we work really closely with the city of San Francisco and with other cities to provide technical advice on policy matters. The second thing is that SEONC is committed to educating the public about earthquake risk and about building performance. So I invite you to come and talk to us at our table, right over here. It's a blue banner with a white arched logo. We would be delighted to talk to you about your house, your office building, and the places where you live, work, and go to school. Glad to see you all here today. Thank you very much. Enjoy the event.
Last two persons is very important for me. I would like to have both together because I don't want to call one and after the other. It's Andy Chung and also both from self-help and also from CYC. They do all the outreach for me and then reach out more than 30,000. Oh, you have the number? Okay, you say it.
Thank you, especially to Director Hui for your support since 2015 through the Seismic Safety Outreach Community Program. CYC, along with Self-Help for the Elderly, we have reached over 60,000 people that we have engaged as San Francisco residents. Most of them are actually from very hard-to-reach communities, but they're monolingual populations. Our workshops carry in Cantonese, Mandarin, Tagalog, Spanish, Korean, and all languages that our residents speak. So we were really thrilled with this opportunity that we can reach out and also educate our residents about earthquake safety, community preparedness that we know that will be coming to us. We have engaged over 55,000 people. Out of that, actually 18,000 people attend our workshops and have received the skills and learn how to prepare hands-on CPR and also like how to do first aid and also gather their own disaster preparedness kit, just like the backpack that's next to me. So really, thank you with the Department of Building Inspection and also with Director Tom Hui, the partnership with Self-Help for the Elderly. And I let Annie say a few words.
We just want to thank Tom and thank DBI, thank Lily and Bill for always coming to our graduation, Tom, and letting our seniors, know the importance of being prepared for the next big earthquake. So thank you very much.
Okay, before we end, we have remind everybody we have the college outside to you can feel the 8.0 earthquake, and also we have 4 informative classes and 6 small life safety class there every half hour. But now is the exciting moment. I want to invite all the guests to pick for this safety kit, you can bring home. Just give it to them. Oh. That means that we will give it to the guests first, okay? Give it home. Where the state representative? They all.
Straight ahead, eyes on me.
So great.